The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
America, I don't know what you do in your city, but here in the city of New York, we have horse carriage rides in Central Park. Over the years, several horses have died, heat exhaustion, heart attack, and recently a man lost his life when a horse spooked and took off running. And so the city is now moving closer and closer to doing away with horse carriage rides. We'll update that. Mamdani, our socialist mayor, takes in the World Cup semifinals. He's big on soccer, right? And he does it at Rikers Island, America's biggest jail. At Rikers Island with prisoners taking part in an inmate watch party. I guess that's okay. You know, something nice to do, I guess. But this morning, I want to, as we're dealing with a number of issues, talk about the homeless and what is the correct and humane way to go all across the country in dealing with the homeless. We have in New York an encampment on Manhattan's West Side near the Intrepid Museum. The Intrepid is worldwide known for it's a floating aircraft carrier museum that's open to the public. And along the west side, where all the boats come in, either on the east side or the west side of New York, you have an encampment that's some 12 blocks long, and they're getting illegal power and so on. And the NYPD trying to crack down, but apparently there's been some friction with City Hall where they're blocking the NYPD cracking down. Well, Fox News went to the encampment, and you'll hear a bit of what they had to say. But let me start non-politics-wise, okay? Whether you're a sports fan or not, you know that Jalen Brunson, the star of the New York Knicks, and the Knicks won the world championship the first time in the NBA in, 53 years. And at the ESPY Awards held in Manhattan this year, also on the west side, the superstar Knicks guard took home a trio of ESPY Awards tonight. Let's see, one for Best NBA Player, Best Championship Performance, and Best Athlete in Men's Sports. And this is the way it sounded when he received one of the awards.
And the ESPY goes to Jalen Brunson.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my family for sacrificing everything day in and day out. Thank you to Jim Dolan, Knicks organization, Leon, front office, Mike Brown, my teammates. Without them, none of this would be possible. They allow me to be me, and so I'm forever indebted to them. Thank you.
So, Brunson, ever the diplomat and the team captain, accepting his awards at the ESPYs tonight. What to do with the homeless across America? I mentioned what's happening on the west side. I really want to hear from you folks. And I want you to try and break from your standard knee-jerk reaction. The phone lines are open now, 800-848-9222. The west side of Manhattan, a homeless encampment. You see these things in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, all over the country. Denver, all over the country. Boston, all over the country. What to do with the problem? Fox News visited the location here in New York City.
This is where someone lives. This is their clothes, They have an umbrella, hand sanitizer, keeping clean, so that's good. And behind here, we have a suitcase. We have a pineapple. Take a look at this. We also have tequila. Whose bed is this?
I don't know. It's not mine.
Where do you sleep at night?
I'm trying not to sleep. Otherwise, I might accidentally be killed or something.
Do you know that you can't be sleeping here?
Yeah, I know.
So why are you doing it?
I'm not sleeping here.
Mayor Mamdani lets people just sleep in the streets.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I saw a lot of people just sleeping down the block.
Because they're ass.
Here inside this homeless encampment, there is electricity.
And indeed, electricity, the NYPD trying to clamp down on this homeless encampment. When I started in 1986, the problem was just as bad as it is now. Billions spent, still no solution. The governor of New York State, Kathy Hochul, appearing on one of the local TV stations, Channel 5, and was asked about the homeless situation and Mayor Mamdani.
The mayor has a different proposal and a way of doing things here, right? He wants homeless services to take care of this. So they got 7 days to try to figure this out. I've seen them, and they try their very best. Would you like to go to a shelter? No. What are you going to do? Right. The police are standing by. Their hands are tied, and it's growing. Right. I mean, something has to be done.
We have to get everything under control. I mean, New York City is a wonderful place, but we also have very generous services to take care of people, offer them supportive services, and that's living on the streets is not compassion for anyone.
Do you think the mayor needs to change his approach a little bit?
He's working on his approach. He's working on his approach, and we're supporting, working with him behind the scenes to help. That's where we have to step in and show who we are, show the humanity of these people. That I understand. You may think there's a right to live on our streets, but if you're living on the streets because you don't have the mental capacity to know when to come in these heat waves, or to come in from the cold in the wintertime, or to dress properly to keep yourself alive, or to feed yourself, that is not what compassion and humanity is all about.
The governor of New York, who's up for re-election this year against the Republican candidate in the race, Bruce Blakeman. Blakeman, Nassau County executive, raising $11 million. So he will be competitive up against Kathy Hochul. New York, of course, overwhelmingly Democrat state. So she has the advantage, but don't count this guy out at all. So if you listen to Congressman Randy Fine of Florida, he believes that there's ample evidence right now to kick Mamdani out of the country. We'll get to that in just a second. But I want to begin with some of your telephone calls. 800-848-9222. Let's start with, let's begin with Tom in New Jersey, line 1. Tom, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dominic. Okay, I see you're looking for an answer for this homelessness. I'm not trying to be negative Nelly here, but you see, the thing is, this problem has been neglected for so long, and there's only been Band-Aids put on it here and there. So this is
okay, but wait, Tom.
Major.
Tom, when you say neglected, Tom, tell me, how do you define neglected? Billions of dollars have been thrown at the problem.
What I mean by neglected is there's only been Band-Aid.
No. Tom, you're not listening to me. Tom, you're not listening. Billions of dollars is not a Band-Aid. Get away from your standard reaction and tell me how billions of dollars is not enough to solve the problem.
Well, if nothing has improved, well, then, there you go.
No. Did it occur to you, Tom, that many of these people just simply don't want help? Many of them want to stay addicts. Yeah. Many of them enjoy getting high, and on and on and on.
I understand that. But the thing is, it's just, it's so big and worldwide. This is going to have to take a major think tank on this.
So a major think tank, like what, Tom, before I move on to the next call? Like what?
think tank. You know what a think tank is.
I know what it is, but what I'm asking you is what's the possible solution?
I have no idea, but all I know is this is worldwide and it's major, and it has to be.
We agree on that.
At it that way.
It is worldwide. It is worldwide. Thank you for the call.
Bad.
Let's stay in New Jersey. Let's go to Teaneck, a community I like. Let's go to Elena, line 3. Elena, good morning. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. Homeless encampments. Well, they're full of people, and our liberal officials feed them drugs, feed them marijuana. They have plenty of social services, welfare money to buy liquor and cheap food, and then we let them be. If our liberal, lawless officials keep giving money to people to live this way, half of America will be that way, and so will their children, because they are multiplying.
You know what, Elena? I have to agree with you 1,000% based on what you just said. So what's the solution?
Solution is get rid of the drugs. Don't sell them in every other storefront because you're going to collect tax money. Mm-hmm. Cut down on the welfare and this care for people by not making them work. We have to feed them, but we can't make them work. They can do work. Just make them do work.
I agree
and
with you.
Earn their money.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay. But wait, Elena, not all of them. I would venture to say 90% of them are not receiving welfare. You mentioned welfare.
So what are they living on? How much can you panhandle to buy a bottle? No. How much can you panhandle to buy a bottle of liquor, the cheapest liquor?
Right. Well, many of them don't have an address, and if you don't have an address, you're not going to get welfare.
Well, they're getting money from somewhere. Somebody's feeding them.
True.
These free kitchens should be places where you get your food if you earned your keep.
So let some of them starve. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
You said you get the food if you earned your keep. Well, if you didn't earn your keep, what's going to happen?
You earn your keep by working. And
but many of them don't want to work. Therein lies the problem.
If you're hungry and you need to eat, and they say, well, after you sweep the street, you'll get your lunch, believe me, they'll sweep the street.
Fair enough, Elena, and we thank all of you folks for your calls. We're going to get to them this morning. Dominic Carter here with you. Time for a break. We're coming right back. 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
With the all-new Dynasty Blueprint in EA Sports College Football 27, you can build your program by earning Dynasty points to spend on NIL, staff, and more. But the fun doesn't end at graduation. With the EA Sports MVP Bundle, get College Football 27, Madden NFL 27, plus Deluxe Edition rewards in both games. Make your rise with the MVP Bundle, available now at EA.com. Rated E for everyone with mild lyrics, easier to interact, and in-game purchases. Includes random items. Conditions and restrictions apply. See the link for more info.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
You mind if we make one more stop before heading back? I need to run a Target.
100%. Let's RTT. You thinking of stuff for the dorm?
Yeah. My mom gave me some good tips on must-have essentials. We for sure need underbed storage, handheld iron for wrinkles, maybe even a mini Keurig for Mondays. Am I right?
All right, bet. Because I was already thinking about keeping my clothes looking fresh at college, so you better be sharing that.
Of course, man. Whatever I get on this run is yours, too.
Twin.
But for real, let's go before they close.
Find everything you need for college at Target.
And we're live on match day as Doug reaches for a buffalo wing. He's got it. Oh, and he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. What a finish! There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, I love that guy. They live by different rules in Florida. They live by common sense. You do something wrong, they open up a can of act right. That's the best way I can refer to it. Your folks are trying to get to work, and you're standing out there, no justice, no peace, blocking them in. Well, they have a right to go through you in Florida, and I stand by that. We're talking about the homeless problem across the country, how to deal with it. Sherman, line 3 in Manhattan. Good morning, Sherman. What's on your mind?
Good morning to you too, Dominic. I really appreciate the topic as far as your show tonight. Here's my respectful, honest, very direct opinion. You know, this lady who was just on the phone a few minutes ago, you know, she sounds like, you know, these slogans from the 1930s. We're living in a serious reality that must be addressed. There are too many people in America. There are too many people in these urban cities, and there are too many people here illegally taking jobs from American citizens. Go by any construction site, and you will see the majority of these guys are, with all due respect, South American, Latino. Their accents are thicker than ketchup, okay? Because it's all about saving money, and these unions and these different people that hire these people that are in the country illegally or who have just come into the country, they would rather pay them $20 and $30 less than hire an American citizen who would demand and expect to be paid accurately. So there are too many people here taking jobs from American citizens. I don't mean literally taking it, but there are too many people here. And you have mentally ill people that are born like that. People are schizophrenic, people are bipolar, people have a whole host of other issues. And listen, I'm all about being rational about, you know, people have to work. But listen, every human being was not created by God to work. And we have to accept that. You can't, you know, this lady sound like a cold fish. With all due respect, miss, if you're still listening, right? I'm just going based on what you said. I'm not judging you as a human being. I'm judging your words and your conversation on the phone for all of us to listen to. And so I'm saying this. Each case is an individual case. You can't just say everybody should earn their keep. You know, that phrase alone is, with all due respect, intellectually below me. Well, what does that mean? You have to earn your keep. What does that mean, keep? You know, the bottom line is some people are not as successful as other people financially in terms of accumulating thousands of dollars a month, year after year after year after year to live in an apartment. What do we do with the rest of those people? Are they not God's children also? Of course, some of these people are scumbags, and they don't want to. They want to. They're hustlers, and they want to get over. Those people should be dealt with based on who they are. But you have authentic men and women who have mental challenges. Life has been unfair to them. You come into the world, some of these people with no support. Maybe a mother who was a drug addict and died or committed suicide or got hit by a car or whatever, and this individual is on their own. No family support. Sometimes a serious incident can screw you up for the rest of your life. Everybody's not going to wake up the next day and go get 2-3 college degrees and then go make 70, 80, 90,000. This lady is living from 40 years ago. Look at the world as it is today and be honest about it. Some people really need help, okay? We can't just say, oh, you don't work, you can't eat. I mean, this is, what God does this lady believe in? Some of these people are so phony. I guarantee you she'll say, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. Show me where...
I hear you, Sherman. I'm up against a hard out. Thank you for your comments. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your teen, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I am about to continue with your telephone calls. Let's see here. We'll get to amongst the calls. We'll go to Yetta in Manhattan, Robert in Philadelphia, Jimmy in Brooklyn amongst the calls. But Matt plays Inquiring Minds Want to Know. Before we get back to the homeless, Inquiring Minds Want to Know, you love pets. I love pets.
Yes.
Catherine Trunk, a number of our listeners love pets. Do you buy this story here? The setup. A dog that had been treated at a vet, right, in the past. Her puppy was sick and stopped breathing. And somehow this mother was able, mother dog, frankly, that's better than some of these mothers we have out here that are adults, was able to get her child that was dying, the puppy, find her way back to the vet. Before we hear it, do you buy it? Is it true? Do you think it's true?
I believe it 100%.
Wow. Well, let's hear it, and then we're going to get back to the homeless issue.
The dog named Mom by the veterinarians came to their clinic door this week clutching her lifeless puppy in her mouth. The tech initially believed that the puppy was dead. However, the vet detected a faint heartbeat, gave it a shot of adrenaline, then warmed the puppy with a hairdryer. Mom remained nearby, occasionally checking in on her baby. The vet believes Mom may have known about this clinic by following members of the community who rescued her other puppy and then brought it there. Amazing story. And if you're furrowing your brow saying impossible, I will just say on a personal note, as a child, we moved about 15 miles from one house to another. Our cat got out accidentally, and a month later showed up at our former house 15 miles away. Animals are capable of amazing things.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But that's amazing that she knew to do that.
The
Walk
mama's
right
love,
to the
right?
door.
Yeah. Anything for your babies.
So, Matt Blaze, you buy it?
Oh, 100%. Dogs know, they know their owner and they know their surroundings. So that dog remembered that at this place, the dog was helped. That's what she knows. So she's like, oh, my puppy is in trouble. I'm going to bring it to the place that helped me. So 100% I believe that dogs have a sense of that.
A dog can tell that her baby's in trouble?
Oh, yeah. When obviously the dog knew that there was something wrong with the puppy, they absolutely know when it's time to protect. I've seen videos where, like, somebody yells or something, and you see the mother dog will, like, put its paw over the puppy. Dogs have a sense of what's going on. And if the dog was helped at this particular vet, at some point, the dog will remember, oh, they helped me, or I was helped, and they would bring the puppy there. So I 100% believe that the dog...
Wow.
You don't think so?
No. What I'm thinking about is my cat Beyonce. Don't start with the jokes. My cat Beyonce, my son kind of screwed up this week, and Beyonce was out in the yard. And we keep an eye out for Beyonce because of the bigger animals, Right. And we had to run somewhere, and we forgot and closed the screen door, and Beyonce was outside. And 20 minutes later, and if we didn't find Beyonce, my son and I would have been put out. Okay, that's the bottom line. So we get back 20 minutes later, got this Apple, what do you call those, air tags around his neck. Yeah. Of course, the battery's low. The damn thing is not working. It's showing that it's in the vicinity of the house. The cat is not inside the house. I say to Dominic, go outside and look. And sure enough, for once, the cat stayed within the yard.
Right.
So maybe he knew, I'm not going on the other side of this yard. And so, we found the cat.
Yeah, he knows where he's getting fed, where he's getting water. The animals know, and they will stay in. I mean, my dog is the same way now. Now that she's getting older, she knows and she listens and she's alert. So, like, I'll come home in the morning after being here. I'll come home and she's just getting up and she wants to go outside. And I'll exercise her brain, because that's really what it is. It's not just physically exercising them. It's just to exercise her brain. So she'll be sitting next to me on the couch, and I'll go, Samantha. She'll look at me, her ears perk up. I go, go to your bed, go to your bed, go to your bed, because there's a little bed in the family room. She'll go to the bed, and she'll stand there, and then I'll go, lay down. And she'll stand there for a second, and then she'll lay down, and then she'll wait. And I'll put my hand up, and I could see her looking. I go, okay, come here. And then she runs back to the couch and sits down.
Wow.
And then I wait a second, and I go, go to your bed, go to your bed. And I make her go back to the bed, and she runs back to the bed and lays down.
So maybe you and I need to get 10 of these mother dogs together and get 10 of these human mothers and have the dogs train the mothers.
Oh,
how about
yeah.
that?
Listen, I watched a lot of The Dog Whisperer, and he always said, I rehabilitate animals, I train people.
Wow.
Because he said it's most of the time, majority of the time, it's not the animal's fault. It's the people's fault that the animal's acting out, that they're not reading the signs correctly that the animal is telling them.
Okay, well, so maybe it'll work. So thank you, Matt Blaze. Folks, we're talking about the issue of the homeless across the country. The problem getting worse, not better. I'm about to go to Yetta in Manhattan, but Fox News visited that site in Manhattan where the NYPD has been cracking down, despite the opposition, apparently, of City Hall, of the encampment near the Intrepid Museum, floating museum. Here's another part of that Fox report.
Do the homeless people keep clean? Well, here's their laundry. They open up the hydrants, fill up a bucket, and do their laundry. Are you willing to share what you guys do for a living?
I hold up TV reporters at gunpoint.
Did you ever feel like you want to better yourself, get a job, live in an apartment?
If I do, I feel like I would want to get a better job because I really do believe I'm employed.
Well, right now you don't have a job.
I don't have proper, legitimate employment.
Who pays you?
My payment isn't to be understood.
I'll start my own business. I don't want to get a job working for somebody anymore.
How are you going to start your own business?
All right, so
try to open up a thrift store.
How?
Through funding, through small business loans and things like that.
Who's giving you a loan?
I'm not sure yet.
Right inside this encampment, there's beds. You see umbrellas and tarps. People are sleeping in there. They don't want a job. They don't want to go inside. This is where they like to live. It's bigger than some studio apartments here in New York City.
And so the reporters was talking to the delusional homeless people. Did you catch where one of them said they didn't like being questioned, and they said to the reporter that he holds up TV reporters at gunpoint? Now, you're homeless, and you're cracking jokes on a reporter. Yetta, line one of our resident teachers, line one. Yetta's retired. Yetta did her time working with inner city youth, doing her thing throughout the years. Yetta in Manhattan, good morning.
Hi, Dominic. I don't know what time Fox News was there, but I drove past that area at about, I'd say, 11 o'clock tonight, and there was nothing there. If it was supposed to be on West 45th Street between 10th and 11th Avenue going towards the Intrepid, I drove all around that area.
It's actually along 12th Avenue, going up and down 12 blocks. But maybe that one of those are the areas. Okay, you didn't see anything. So is that a good thing?
On the other side, closer to the Intrepid. I drove.
So is that a good thing, Yetta, that it's
north.
Gone? Is that a good thing it's gone?
What I'm trying to explain is I drove up 12th Avenue.
No, I heard you
north.
the first time, Yetta. You said 45th. It's not there. But I'm moving on now. Do you think it's a good thing that it's not there anymore?
Of course.
So what's the answer?
Well, I just want to tell you that I don't know what the answer is, but I will also tell you that there has been a woman since October 2025, living in a bus shelter very close to where I live, living in the bus shelter through the cold winter, through all the heat that we have had this summer. I called 311 twice to try to get her some assistance. Twice I was told that a mobile unit would go to help her with a social worker, and then they give you a status number to call back. And twice I was told that she denied services, and when I passed tonight in my car coming home, she was still asleep in that bus shelter. Since October 2025, she hasn't missed a day of living in that bus shelter. Okay?
Wow. Well, thanks for at least trying, Yetta. Your heart is always in the right place.
But then they say, she denied services and there's nothing they can do. I reported it to the local police. They also said, they're aware of it, and she denies help, and then there's nothing that they can do, and she sleeps there, and she sits there all day long staring into space. I don't know how
does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel terrible. But I do see deterioration because I never saw her talking to herself before. And the other day when I passed, she was pacing back and forth talking to herself. So there's deterioration. It's terrible. So I don't know what the circumstances are that brought her to that situation, but I did try to help, and that's where it stands. I passed tonight. She's fast asleep in the bus shelter.
Well, Yetta, every time I talk to you, I'm going to keep it real with you. I like to thank you because there's no other way to say it. You, as an educator, you came into the hood educating young children that look like me. And not many people can do that. So thank you for your years and years and years of service to the public education system. Thank you so much.
I loved it. I loved all the 35 years that I was a teacher. They were the best years of my life.
Well, that's you loved it because I wasn't one of your students. I'm only joking. Thank you very much. I'll never forget Miss Clooney. Boy, Miss Clooney, when I was in the 7th grade. Oh, I had a crush on Miss Clooney. She could be up at the board all day long. I've told this story before. Miss Clooney went on to be a principal, and she had me as her graduation speaker years later. And I walked in, and Marilyn was with me, and I'm like, wait a minute, where's Mrs. Clooney? Who is this old lady? And I'm like, oh, my God, we all get older. I want to bring in 2 calls right now. Let's go to Robert in Philadelphia and Walter in Baltimore. Walter, it says here on my screen that you believe we should just leave the homeless alone. Is that true?
Well, for the most part, I'll tell you what I think. As far as the homeless goes, a lot of these folks, they don't want to be bothered, and I think that
right, but it don't matter what they want. It doesn't matter what they want. So you say just leave them alone, huh?
Well, it depends, because a lot of times we can't ask the government to come and help out everybody because they don't want to work, and this goes back to the 60s, to be honest.
Okay, let's see what Robert in Philadelphia. You guys are on live together. Robert, you just heard what Walter had to say. What do you think?
Hello, Robert. Hey, Robert, I've been on with Robert before. Robert's an old friend of mine.
Okay, well, you guys are back on again. So go right ahead.
Okay, I'll ditch my Plattner comments for next time. When it comes to the homeless, situation, it's kind of brought on by the people who run the blue cities. If you wanted to seriously deal with homelessness, you have to revisit our mental asylum policy, and you have to actually enforce ordinances that don't allow for people to live in the street or loiter too long like we used to. Now, that's never going to happen in the blue areas, and that is exactly why the blue areas have the homelessness. People from all over the country flock to these places. Now, Dominic, I heard what you said about, not being able to get benefits or whatever without an address, but I know out in California they're assigning people known homeless shelter addresses, whether they're staying there or not. They're not only getting Medicaid, they're getting EBT and cash. They're getting cards for cash. And that way, why wouldn't a person who's chronically homeless, mentally ill, or drug addicted not flock to them areas to be homeless? If you want to deal with homeless...
Fair enough. Let's see how Walter counters this. Go ahead, Walter.
Well, I agree with that last part. I think that Robert's right. If we eliminate all the benefits, then the people who are homeless will have to make a decision, either work or stay homeless and suffer, because these people have to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Enough is enough. The people cannot be subsidizing other people's failures. Dominic, you talk a lot about people having to make a life for themselves and be successful. You can't just sit on the street and expect other people to pay for your living.
Well, Walter, thank you very much.
Socialist mindset, isn't it?
Say that again, Robert.
Isn't that endemic to the left-wing socialist mindset? A kid once asked his father, "Dad, if socialism doesn't work, why do people support it?" And his dad said, "Because they don't work either." That is a symbiotic relationship. Them homeless people are political opportunity for grifters on the left. That's my opinion.
Fair enough, gentlemen. I thank both of you. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Determined to make the rest of summer the best of summer? LL Bean has clothing and gear designed to do it all. Like sun-washed apparel that feels broken in from the start, rainwear for every surprise rainstorm, hand-sewn boat shoes, and of course, the iconic boat and tote, made right here in Maine to carry all your summer essentials since 1944. LL Bean. Be an outsider. Visit llbean.com to learn more.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 five-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 50% off with minimum purchase, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Dealing with the homeless, and back to the phones we go. Line 4, Jimmy in Brooklyn. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hey, Dominic. Good morning to you and your family as well. Dominic, I really believe that it all comes back to common sense. The NYPD, their testicles were taken away from them. In Italian, it's called coglions. Their coglions were taken away from them. And, without qualified immunity, it makes them hesitant to
But it's not, Jimmy,
engage.
it's not just as simple as the NYPD engaging. Civil rights lawyers have gone into federal court where their hands are tied in terms of the law.
Absolutely.
And if you want to see the perfect illustration of that, go to Penn Station. They'll tell you in a New York Minute, sir, there's nothing we can do. And frankly, the homeless is running buck wild in New York Penn Station. Whatever you do, don't go into the restroom. I don't know what the women's restroom is like, but don't go into the men's restroom because they're taking bird baths. Some are naked. They go into the stalls. They stay there for an hour. On and on.
I was in the men's room at Penn Station about 3 weeks ago when I got off the train over there, and of course, it is a mess. There was a dude sleeping in one of the stalls. The door was open because I guess it didn't lock or whatever, And like you said, a guy shaving. It just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. And the police officers are no more than 20 feet away, and they see what's going on.
Okay, but Jimmy, you didn't listen to what I just said. Legally, there's nothing they can do unless a crime is committed. The federal court system has ruled on this. This is why they don't take action.
Right. But then, so now, if we get to the actual root, the stem of the problem, that which is with the politicians and the courts, like you said, I guess that's where we have to start. Because we do have to start somewhere to make a change.
Correct.
And if we don't make a change, Dominic, it's only going to get worse. And how much worse can it possibly get?
That's a good question, Jimmy. Thank you for the great call.
Because you use the term running buck wild, and that's a damn understatement. That's an understatement.
It is. Thank you for the call. Let's go to line 3. Tom in the Bronx. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. A few nights ago, after parking my car, I walked past something happening with
Tom, you got to get to the point. I have 40 seconds left in the show. Tom, you got 40 seconds left. You don't have time to set up a story.
There was 5 cops standing around looking over a guy who was drunk, homeless, and barefoot and screaming. And I made a comment. They didn't like it. I said it's a waste of resources. 2 hours later, I came back. They were still there. Why do we need 4 or 5 police officers standing around watching a guy? And the next day, he was lying out on the street. And I knew this guy.
Because they have to have, Tom, thank you. I'm out of time, Tom. Thank you. Because they have to have protocol in terms of the way they follow things and the way they do things. And you have to have that many officers there in case this guy goes absolutely bonkers, which is what they do sometimes. And it takes 4 to 5 officers to get control of the situation. Please, folks, don't blame law enforcement for this problem. Blame the politicians. The politicians. I am back at 3 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?